Welcome to the second half of Kids Community Connections and My Kids 1031. It's Phyllis Jones, and I'm still your host. And guess what? We got some more guests, and still the same thing. We're talking about our kids, and I'm gonna say it again because my guests didn't hear me before. But one, everybody knows I'm all about kids. I really don't care about adults. Straight up, that's it. I'm sorry, but if it hurts your toes, just say ouch and keep rolling. And the reason being is kids are our today. People who say kids are our tomorrow are wrong. They're not your tomorrow, they're your today because they're living. The kids of tomorrow haven't been born yet. Or the kids of the future, they haven't been born yet. So we must take care of our kids today. As I spoke last Sunday on my show, you heard me talk about the new rules that affect the children. You know, you heard me say that if a child makes a threat against anybody in the school district, and we feel that they can actually carry that threat out, we charge them with a terroristic threat, and they get severely punished. And I asked everybody who was listening to talk to somebody else to get this to our children. Apparently somebody didn't get it to that 14-year-old child this week. Somebody didn't get him that information to let him know that game, the little, mindless, boring thing he did, his life is over. He's 14. And do I say, his life is really over. His life is done. He's done. Whatever he wanted to be next week, he won't be now. Whatever he wanted to be in the future, he won't be now. Why? Because no one talked to him to let him know that it's not cute to go on Facebook and threaten a school, 4 schools at that. It wasn't cute. There was no organization that was touching him that was also there to say, that's not cute. There was nobody there but I'm going to say even dumber 18-year-old brother who was there with him while he did it. So the 18-year-old brother could care less about him, like I said, because he's an adult. He's made his choices. But this 14-year-old child, his tomorrow's over with. He's going to face a life with people who've done bigger things than he has. And guess what? He's got to defend his little self. And why I say little self? Because he's 14 years old. He's not a man. He's still a kid. He's not even a halfway adult. He's still a kid with a kid's brain. Considering you figure your brain isn't what? Where it's supposed to be till you're 18 years old. So he had a whole bunch of years left before his brain should have been where it is. But anyway, he made a mistake. But last Saturday, I had a meeting at the community center. And on the way out of the meeting, being me, just being Phyllis, just me. People think I'm strange sometimes, but that's okay, I don't care. But I saw this truck. It was an event truck. And she was asking me about an event, and I didn't know what she was talking about. I had no clue. And I told her, so you got to go in the building and find out. So then we heard some music on the corner, around the corner at the pavilion at the community center. So me and a friend of mine were like, what's going on? So we went around there. And there was a lady I used to work with years ago, Valerie. She was there. She was telling me, it's an event. What kind of event? She said, giving back to school. Who's doing it? She goes, my sister's a vendor. And I said, what's the name of the group? So she didn't know. So I saw this man with some locks walking around, and he looked like he might have known what was going on. So I just walked up to introduce myself and said, what's going on? And I did. I asked him just that way. I wasn't mean or cruel, but I was just being me. And, he let me know what was going on. So I asked him how long had A Better Us been around. And he was briefly explaining it. But I knew he couldn't have stayed and explained it because he had things to do. So I asked him for the ever-popular business card, the thing that people have, the little things. And he said, my wife got them. And that was really good because she wasn't there. But anyway, so you know what? I searched, but I went home. I was coming back, but the rain told me not to come back. So I didn't. But I searched them on Facebook, and I reached out to them, and I'm like, hey, listen, A Better Us has to be the us to come on the show so that we can find out who you are. So good morning. How you doing? So it's Sharon and Dorsey.
Yes.
I got that name right.
You did.
So good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. We're doing good.
So what is A Better Us about? And how and why the name? How did the name come? All that good stuff.
Okay. Well, A Better Us is a nonprofit organization that is formed by me and my husband here in Killeen. It's basically a youth organization. We focus just primarily on our youth because a lot of times we overlook our youth. It's a lot of things that are geared towards adults in our community, adult fun, adult outreach. But what about our babies? You know, like you said, they are the kids of our today. So that's where a better us comes from. The name is, we're going to build a better us. A better us starts with our youth, because that's who we're grooming to grow up to be a better generation of adults, you know. So our focus is to make sure that the kids are not wayward or not lost or forgotten about, to make sure that they are involved and have things to do to keep them occupied and busy. Even last week at the event, you know, we got to witness kids being kids, like kids playing leapfrog, not into, you know, electronic devices or just sitting in front of a TV or on a phone. They were actually running around and playing, and that's what it's about. Our organization is about kids being kids and allowing them to remember that they are kids.
Because, you know, we also, what we adults do, and I can say it because I work with special needs 4-year-olds, so with the little short people, is we forget to get into their world. We try to bring them into our world, and we forget that we need to get into their world, not to live there, but we need to get into their world so we can figure out exactly what's going on. Yeah. And we need to get our kids out of so much electronics. Okay, one, electronics are here to stay, and we're gonna use them. My 4-year-olds, and I say I work with special 4-year-olds, but they know how to get into where they can go, and they move on. But there are also the other parts. You know, the other parts about our kids using electronics that parents aren't watching is that while their kids are playing those games, you have predators watching them. Exactly. You have predators who reach out to them, you know, and into that game with your child as a child, and there's no one to safeguard that, so your kid is stuck. So they do need outlets.
Yes.
That are positive, that are good. But so what's some of the things you've done?
Well, over the summer, we did a skate party. We did that at Texas Skateland. That was the opening. I wanted to do a workshop where I had kids come in and be partnered up with a week-long session of different people in different career fields, where they can get hands-on, you know, just touching it and getting a sense of it. That didn't come through, you know, a lot of people. We were new. A lot of people didn't buy tickets for the event or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, let me revamp it and then bring this back on the end. So over the summer, we did the skate party. We were going to have a pool party and barbecue. What else did we do? We did the back to school concert.
The bowling.
Oh, yeah, we did bowling. We had the bowling for 2 days in a row over the summer to allow, you know, just to get kids out the house and be kids. Then next month in October, we're going to do a dance, parents and child dance. It doesn't matter if it's a father, daughter.
Oh, that's cute.
If you have parents and you have a child, the child must be accompanied by the parent. Come have a good fun time and dance and have a family.
So you don't know, but you gave me a thing to ask you now.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of kids that don't have parents.
Okay.
So will you have volunteers there to be with the kids with no parents?
Yes, we do. We do have a bunch of volunteers that volunteer with our organization for reasons such as that. You know, like if we do something and let's say, oh, well, my parent can't be here with me, or I don't have a parent, well, that's perfectly fine. We don't mind being your parent. We don't mind, you know, stepping into that role just so you can experience it. It's for everybody, all youth. It doesn't matter what your situation is.
Because we do have, in our area, we have a large population of foster kids, which that 5 kids in that house got one parent.
I was actually one.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay. All right. Okay. That's pretty interesting.
Yes.
Because I'm also on the Bell County Child Welfare Board. Okay. So we take care of kids, and we take care of foster kids and kids in kinship. That's why I go to those kids, because I'm like, they have 5 kids in foster home, but there's one parent. You know, so if they bring all 5 of their kids, they need 5 parents, well, 4 parents to help them out. And our kids in kinship, same thing. They would need that. So, okay, that's good. So it's going to be October when?
This is going to be October 19th.
Where?
It'll be at the Killeen Community Center.
And how can people reach you to get involved, help out, something?
We'll be dropping a flyer for volunteers first, and that'll happen about next week. We'll go ahead and put that out for anybody who wants to volunteer to sign up. And then after that, the week after, we'll go ahead and publish the ticket link where you can purchase the tickets for the event, as well as the flyer for the event.
How do you get your information out?
You know, Facebook, Instagram. I just recently, for the back to school concert, I did purchase some airtime for commercial, which I plan on using again because it was beneficial. A lot of people came, and I was like, oh, great. So, you know, that's about, and then word of mouth.
And hit up the organizations.
And that's where, I want to get better in, because I want to build
I know,
relationships with different
I know majority of
organizations.
all of them. I do. One, having radio, people find you, and make sure you know who they are, because they might be doing something and need to come on the show, need you to get the information out. So one thing, being on radio, anybody on radio, you tend to find out more of everything going on, because people make sure that you know. Like your flyer.
Yes.
Somebody sent me your flyer a couple of times. And I'm reading the flyer, who are these people? I don't know who they are. I'm like, but somebody keeps sending it. So let me just post it too. I'm like, let me just post it and later figure out who they are. Yes. Because I read the flyers. I don't just post flyers. But I posted it because people can send it to me. And really, I'm one day I'm going to find out who these people are and what are they doing. Not in a negative way, but, what are they doing? Because I think that we all should know, like Kwame, he teaches chess for kids. Yes. Okay, as we know, chess is a whole nother game there. It is. But it's a game that a lot of our kids might be good at. Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's a game that our little tough guys, the tough ones, need to learn chess. Yes. They need to be tough on that board, like they tough on the street. Yes,
because it forces you to use your mind.
Yes.
You have to
strategize. And they need to understand why they're out there gang banging. Not to say it's a positive thing, but they're using this good brain they have of leadership the wrong direction. Right. Yeah. Because that being a leader of a gang is a powerful person, but they also know structure. Mm-hmm. And they know a whole bunch that can be transferred over here, so they need to be transferred over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Dorsey, you haven't talked much. So what's your role in this?
I'm the vice president and her husband. I've been involved in this community for a very long time, doing a lot of different things. So when she brought it up that she wanted to do the nonprofit, I was right with it, because, like I said, with Brotherhood is who the organization I'm normally with. We've done all kinds of different things, like providing Christmases and Thanksgiving for people. We given clothes to the homeless shelter and fed homeless people and all different types of things.
Hold on, wait, you said the Brotherhood.
Yes.
So where the heck y'all come from?
Well,
hold
on. Brotherhood was a rap group, and
that's probably all you are.
Yeah, but
now you trying to call me old or something?
We're all old now. The older we got,
right,
the more we learn we have to give back to the community, because we were young guys in the community doing things we weren't supposed to be doing, and now we try to steer the younger guys to, let them know that there's another way and do something different. So that's why, like I said, her main focus was the youth, and that's it just goes right into that.
Well, I'm gonna invite you to an event. July 27th, when the shelter opens on the 26th. Show me what the shelter did. 27th, I did an informational block party. I only had 2 weeks to plan it. So 2 weeks, I got all the vendors there that the homeless need information for. I got volunteers to do different things. But in 2 weeks, I managed to get 300 people there. So naturally, I got tagged with the chairman of the board for Friends in Crisis. Mm-hmm. He was way impressed with what I did. I was not impressed with what I did, because I know what I can do. Okay. If you know what you can do, you were like, that was easy. So he was like, oh my God. I'm like, He said, you only need 2 weeks. I know what I'm doing. He goes, but you didn't have a committee. That's fine. I say, I'm a loner. I said, even though I'm on the radio and I'm in everything in the city, I am still that person. Anyway, after doing that, I now found out I had to do another one. Mm-hmm. Not because he asked me to, the homeless asked me to do another one. And since I did it for them, it was, okay, fine. So on November 2nd, I'm doing another one from 10 to 2 in front of their building. So if you all want a table, only thing that's required is you bring something that's needed for them. If information or things that they need. And I have a list of what they need, because if I'm going to help you, I'm going to ask you what you need. Yes. I'm not going to think about what you need. I've never been homeless, so I have no clue. I like the ladies. We made a bags for women, and we made bags of things that smell good. We didn't know that was wrong. We're thinking women, right? And we're thinking women want to smell good. Well, lady pulled me aside and she thanked us. She said, but you messed up. So right, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm thinking, the women's bags hits. She said, well, if we smell good and we're clean, we're most likely to get raped because we're on the street. And if they smell good, that means they are clean. Yeah. And I'm like, in my,
Mind blown,
I'm thinking, I'm like, well, yeah. I didn't know what to say to her. I was like, I said, but guess what? She said, it will never happen again. I said, thank you for educating us. I said, but you also got to remember, we didn't know. We're thinking our women brain. We weren't thinking your brain. I said, but that made perfect sense. But, when she told me, I'm like, that makes so much sense. Okay, fine, I learned my lesson. I said, we'll stick to baby oil and, baby lotion or something that doesn't have but both you can come, or you can come twice. I put it there. But you all can come in and once again let everybody know who you are in the community, because the event is for the homeless and less fortunate. And over the summer, we managed to put 8 families in a home, get their down payment paid. We help families first because I refuse to see a kid homeless. Yes. Being an adult homeless, I'm not going to say I don't care about you, but you can be all right. Yeah. I got to get this kid because I don't want a kid to grow up thinking that no one's there to help them, that there's no one to care. Also, nobody knows, so I'm going to say it now. I'm just going to say it. On the same day of November 2nd, while we do the informational block party, people usually do concerts to raise money for the homeless, right? Well, I'm flipping that. We're going to do a concert for the homeless on the grass. So some local talent. We're asking them to volunteer some time and actually perform for them. Because like I said, people host events for them. But no one hosts an event for them to come. It's always a fundraiser, and they get the funds of the clothes, but they don't never get the joy. Yeah, they don't never get to dance out in the street. They don't get to hear the music and do whatever they don't get a chance to do that. So that day we're gonna do that as a surprise to them. Okay. We're gonna give them a concert from 12 to whenever we kicked off the grass. So a friend of mine, she's organizing it, Kwanda. I'm putting your name out there. Anyway, Kwanda Polk. You can find her on Facebook. But I can let her know whether you all will perform or not.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And come out there and do something for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Do something and I like the idea, but also I like the idea of you doing stuff for our kids.
Yes, definitely.
Because like I said, with the rules and the laws that are passed now against our kids, we need to stop them. Yes. And we have too many kids in detention. Yeah. We have too many kids at the at juvenile. We have too many kids at juvie. And some of our kids at juvie are there, and when you listen to their stories, you realize it's because you weren't there. Yeah.
Well, see, and that's we've both been in juvie. Yeah. She was in foster. I was homeless. So like we have experienced,
comes from, behind it, because we've been in those positions. I was the troubled youth that nobody was listening to. I'm telling you, I'm telling everybody, I'm acting out like this because there's something going on at home. You know? I was that child, and then it wasn't until I went to juvie that CPS was involved, and from there I went into a foster system, which I don't fault my parent for at all. To this day, we have a great relationship. It's just I needed to go there because I needed to be who I am today. Right. I needed that experience because it was putting me to be able to do what I'm doing today, because I can understand and I can relate. And so I'm here to just be that person, for the youth. I want to get involved with other people that are involved with the youth as well, or youth or families, because I want to be as big as we can be right here in our own community. It starts with us here, and a lot of times we look elsewhere to help, but we can help right here, right now, and that's what I want a better us to be, is to help here and now.
Well, you might want to think about the fact that we, Bell County Child Welfare Board, we're all about kids.
See, I never knew about y'all till now, so I'm happy. Like Denise, I was like, yes.
I'm the secretary. Yes. And I got told to join the Bell County Child Welfare Board. I didn't get asked. I ended up there. Now the second, but I love it. But also, we do things for kids. We're a Christmas party for the kids, and different people hold parties for our kids during Christmas time. We also get families or people to adopt a child, to take a list, because they give you a list and you fill it out, and so we do that, and it's not what we've gotten more kids. Last year we had 162 kids who we had to find people to take a list, take 2 lists, give to the kids. Men, I gave men teenage boys because I knew that as a man, if I gave you a teenage boy list, you got that. You understand exactly what he says. But we did that, so hopefully we can work with you, or you can work with us actually, to do certain things that we do, and we do it for, as I say, kids in foster care and kids in kinship, because we don't want them to think that since they're there, there's nobody there. Right. We want them to know that even though you're there, we're still there. Yes. And there are people around to know. But I'm glad I met you too. So I'm glad I did, let you think I was a crazy woman.
He didn't say that at all. He never called you crazy.
I'm saying, yes, this is who I am. But I wanted to know because I was like enthused. I'm like, whoa, there's some people out here doing things for kids. Who are they? Where have they been?
That's how it was when he showed me the car. He's like, there's a woman who says she does this all the time. She's upset she didn't know who we were. And I was like, well, who is she? I was like, who is she? Who is she? How can we serve?
And like for Juneteenth, we do a Juneteenth event at the East Center.
Yes, we're always a part of that.
We always are.
Okay, well, then next year, why don't you all host the Kids Corner? You all can do the Kids Corner because we have a big area. Well, if you were there this year, you saw that big area. We always want somebody to manage the Kids Corner.
Yeah, where the bounce house is and all that.
Yeah, on that side.
I have managed it plenty of times.
So when do the Kids Corner next year, so we could
I'm out there blowing up the bounce houses, carrying them in. And
okay,
Miss Carolyn knows us very well.
Well, good. So good. Well, as your association, why don't you all let Carolyn know that you all would take care of the children's area?
Okay.
And we can say good. We can say good. We can say it's fine. And your names will go down. The group will go down as doing it, but we can take care of that real quick and say, okay, they got it.
Okay.
Because that makes life easier. Okay. And also when we do the Caribbean Afro Festival, the first Saturday in August. Why don't you all be there to volunteer to do a Kids Corner?
We can. We go to like the community events we actually do go to. This was before we even formed a Better Us. We were involved. And so that's good. Like, that is a good idea for next year at the Caribbean Fest to have a Kids Corner.
Right, you have a kids area. I'm on that committee too. I tell Darlene, hey, listen, we got something for the kids.
There, yes.
So rope it off or cone it off, and the kids, while the parents are over here doing this, the kids aren't running around and you're looking for where your child ran while you listen to the entertainment. Mm-hmm. They can be right there.
That works.
And it also helps get your name out there.
Put us down.
Joe, tell her don't say that.
No, I'm serious.
She said put her name down.
Put us down.
Don't say that.
Put us down.
Because I do a chameleon things around here.
But that's what we want. I want to be involved in that. Like right now, a lot of things that we're doing, Dave gets mad at me because he's like, "Well, babe, we really it's funded by me, but I don't care. It's I'm giving back. Right. I'm helping others. We're not well off. We're not rich, but we're comfortable. We're okay. So yes, I want to be involved with it as much as possible.
Don't say that. I'm warning her.
I'm the balance.
I'm warning her, right?
Yeah, but no, because you have to know what you can do and what you can't do. But we're willing to do many things.
Because I don't like people who live in a box because they drive me crazy. They do. They drive me utterly crazy because so for me, I don't have a box. I don't even have nothing.
Girl, we ain't got no boundaries.
Because today I could do this over here and tomorrow I'm over there. Like I did the homeless thing. That's not my thing. But I never saw me doing it. I never did. And then people said, "This is what I know." Everybody was feeding everybody, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna feed you. Mm-hmm. I'm not feeding you every day. I am not, because I don't see what that's doing. Okay. But feeding you every day. Mm-hmm. So for me, after a while, I get bored. That's ridiculous. Yeah. I want to do something that'll help you 3 weeks from now,
Exactly.
4 weeks from now,
Exactly.
5 weeks from now. So I went to them and asked them, what do y'all need? And the guy was saying food. Forget that. He looked at me like, what? I'm not feeding you. You know, so this other guy, he said, no, we need agencies. What kind? That'll help us get out. Gotcha. I can do that. You know, he says, what? He says, you know, we need everything. Okay, I got you. The guy say, but we need food. I don't care about that. He says, well, I'm not feeding you. I'm not her.
That's right.
He says, what? I said, see, that's my limitation right there. I don't see food. If I feed you a sandwich today, yeah, I just fed you today. I didn't feed you nothing
But if
else.
you teach you, if I
Yes,
teach
yeah.
you.
I said, but if I give you all the organizations that will help you move forward, yeah,
Teach yourself
I can
how to
walk
do it.
away now and say, guess what? You asked for it. I did it. If you don't get a place, if you don't move forward now, I ain't gonna do it. You know, so that me. So I'll find out. I'm over here today and over there tomorrow, and I don't know how I got there, but I'm all right. But I like younger people because I can say y'all are young because y'all probably my children's age somewhere in there, or maybe not. I don't know. That's okay though. But it's good to see people coming up because I'll say a lot of people in my age group. People wonder why we still do what we do, and we do what we do because you all made us. And by I mean made us is because you're not doing it. So when you start coming up and doing things, then those of us who need to not sit down, because we're not, nobody should be sitting down, but it allows me to go over there now. So, cause like I say, they got this good, I can go over there.
Exactly.
I can leave that alone and drop it off. So we need more younger people to come through and start doing things so that we can move someplace else and do what else needs to be done over there and be fine with, okay, I left that.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to wake up our age group because right now, if it's not about a club or partying here, then half the people don't want to support or get behind it. But it's bigger than us because one day we're going to look up and look around and wonder how we got here. How did we get here? Well, we got here when we were in the club, when y'all were in the club and dancing and stuff, and our kids were just, you know, watching, and they thought that that's what they were supposed to do.
Right.
Then that's the generation we brought up, you know. So, you know, I watched people work hard. I watched neighbors raise other people's kids because it took a village. Somewhere we lost our village.
The kids are in the wrong. The kids are going to a village that doesn't exist right now. Because the village now is becoming, I'm better than you, and I'm better than you, and I'm better than you. And you're doing 2, well, I'm going to do 4.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I was going to say. In my opinion, I see a lot of different people in my age range doing a lot of different things, but sometimes it seems like it's the competition as opposed to like this, you know. And if we could get everybody on the same page, then it'll be a beautiful thing. But there are a lot of different people that are doing a lot of different things for the youth, so I don't want, you know, to present it as if that's not happening.
But you know what? It takes us who are older than you to get you all together, because you can't do it. You can't, but we can. But we have to know enough of you that are doing it. Like I said, Kwame was just on my show, so I told you y'all need to meet him because you all are serving the same people. You all are serving the same people in a different way. You know, he's serving them through teaching them chess, but you all are serving them in another way. So you and him could connect and be powerful. You and these other groups could connect and say, okay, you doing this on this day, these days, you doing this, okay, and have where the kids have a village. You've built a village of kids where they're going to this one for tutoring, they're coming to you for the experiences of being a child, because even though they're doing tutoring, studying, chess and all that, they still need the experience of being a kid. You see what I mean? So you're offering, we need the full circle, but it takes us to organize you. Not organize you, but to get you all together at a table and say, they do this, they do this, they do this. Now y'all talk. So that's that becomes our job and something that we do. But I'm glad you came on.
I'm glad you asked for us to be here. Thank you.
Yes, when I left, I'm like, okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna go back. It's raining. I'm like, okay, forget that. So that's why I looked. I'm like, they're on Facebook because you said y'all were on Facebook. So I'm like, okay, they're on Facebook. Let me go find them. And then I'm like, all right, let me reach out. Hopefully they'll remember who I am. I'm like, because like I said, I wanted to have a meeting one day where you all everybody who does something for kids come.
Yes, please organize that. Please.
And in fact, you know Lavalas Hamilton? Okay, Lavalas is hosting an event for the kids. Get with Lavalas and tell them you all want to come. because the kids YC has they're getting an event where everybody who does something for kids will be there too. So get with the boss and tell them you all need to be there.
He did. He already invited us at the last event.
Yeah, he was at the event too.
Okay, good.
His volunteers were helping.
YC, yeah, because they get hours. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I met you.
I'm glad. Thank you so much.
So wait a minute. Once again, before if any parent wants to get in touch with you to find out how to get their kid in and all that, what do they have to do?
You can send an email to www.abetterus.tx@gmail.com. I'm sorry, take off the www. It's still a little bit, yeah. So, okay, let me rephrase that. You can send an email to abetterus.tx@gmail.com, or you can reach out via phone to 346-978-7347.
Or Facebook.
Or, yeah, we are on Facebook. You can find us at A Better Us. And then we also have our personal website, which is www.abetterustx.org. Okay,
so everybody, we have no more excuses today. And I expect you to reach your child and teach your child, because I don't want another child to end up like this little boy this week. We don't need that anymore. So we need to become a village, stay a village, and realize that we need to help our kids. So I want to thank you all for coming on Kids Community Connections. It won't be your last time. It won't be. And we'll be working together in the future. So I'll be assisting you. So if you need me, call me. You have my card. So if you want to need me, call me. As long as it's nothing for adults, I'm not, they get on my nerves. But for our kids, give me a call. And I hope that we'll be working together at some time.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having us and for the opportunity. And I'm excited. And yes, use me for what you need.
I don't know why she said that. Someone needs to call her and let her know that I live on rollerblades. But I want to thank everyone for listening to Kids Community Connections at My Kids 1031. And I want you to always remember, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye.